Welcome here to an all-new segment on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, entitled Pirates on Call, because the ECU Pirates are here on Wake Up Call with me all throughout the season for the football program, and we'll be talking with head coach Mike Houston, who's picture-in-picture with me throughout this season, as well as student-athletes at East Carolina inside of the American Athletic Conference and beyond. Coach, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Appreciate you having us on.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the opportunity. I know I said it off the air, but thank you for being so open to having a more consistent piece with East Carolina here on Wake Up Call. It means a lot to me, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Well, just appreciate you, give us the opportunity to get out there. Obviously, we're an East Coast, program that recruits up and down the Eastern Seaboard. So anytime we can get the Pirates out there a little bit more for followers and fans, we want to do that.
Yeah, we've definitely the cool thing about it too is kind of this unique thing when we talk about connections. Brooklyn Pickle, who everybody knows up here in central and upstate New York in my hometown, it's now come down to North Carolina, and there's one on 1788 Old Morganton Rd in Southern Pines, North Carolina. So I know it's a little bit from East Carolina's campus, but at the same time, down in the state of North Carolina is a very well-known New York name in Brooklyn Pickle. So I'm happy that the world continues to be smaller. And Coach, I'm hoping you can get a sandwich out there sometime soon.
I was about to say I'm gonna have to try it out. It's pretty good golf down there in that area, so maybe next spring or summer I'll get down there.
Yeah, it's right down the road from Pinehurst. So let's jump right into it. We were talking about it off the air. Appalachian State, that game, 2-point game, 21-19, got away from you there down the line. Just what you could say you've taken away from going back and watching that film. It's never just the end of the game. There's multiple things that you can look at. What did you see on film?
Well, I thought our players were ready to go. The stadium was incredible. We had 47,000, at kickoff, and they were excited, and the electricity was in the air, and it felt like a big time matchup, which it was. And Appalachian State has an incredible program. They've been very, very good. One of the best teams in the Sun Belt. I think preseason they're picked to win it this year. So we knew we had a great challenge, but our players were very excited about the opportunity to play them. So came out and got off to a really hot start, up 16-0 to start the game, and had some big time plays. 65-yard touchdown from Jake Garcia to Winston Wright. Yeah. Siobhan Ravel with a long pick six return for a touchdown. Had a lot of momentum, but just from my experiences with Appalachian, I knew the game was going to be tight, and they came back, 2-point game at the half. And as you talk about just the things throughout the game, I thought the true, winning and losing came down to we had players in position to make plays, we had opportunities to make plays, and we just weren't able to capitalize. And on the flip side, I thought Appalachian did capitalize. It's a deal where 2 points. I can find 2 points all over the place with this ball game, and so it goes back to we've got to do a better job of executing in the moment.
And you spoke about your defensive back and a huge play that he made, Siobhan Ravel. Just what he's meant to the team. I spoke with him going into the season in my preview of the Pirates. What have you seen from him in these first 3 games?
Well, I mean, he's a very driven competitor, and I think he's playing better each week. He's a guy that if you're going to throw at him, just know, there's as much of a chance of a pick as there is a completion. And he does play with a lot of confidence out there, and he's just a joy to be around from the standpoint of he is a very coachable young man, very team oriented. And just, really glad we got him.
And for you, you mentioned plays that were made in this game against Appalachian State by your quarterback, Jake Garcia, who I'll have the opportunity to speak with this week. What have you seen from your signal caller overall in his decision-making, in his positioning of the ball, as well as, kind of that accuracy, kind of his ability to move as well? When we look at the big picture of Jake Garcia, not just simply the statistics, but what he's doing in the pocket and how he is reacting to certain things. What have you seen from him?
Well, he has incredible arm talent. As good as you can put him up against anybody in the country. Throws a very accurate ball. You can see why he was, so highly recruited out of high school. He has just a great demeanor about him. He is confident, and he is, has some swagger to him. And he has the ability to make mistakes, be hard on himself, but at the same time pop right back the next play, and you'd never know that there was a mistake. I think he's done a great job of pushing the ball down the field in the first 3 games. He's done a great job of distributing the ball to a lot of different receivers. The critique of him is, he has forced some balls and made some questionable decisions, which I thought he did a better job this past weekend than the first 2 games. And as a result, he's thrown some interceptions. Now, the first 2 games, it didn't hurt us, as far as we still were able to get the win. This past weekend, he had a pick late in the game that, I'll just be honest, was not entirely on him. But that turnover did end up costing us because it ended a drive. We were deep in Appalachian territory. So he's got to continue to do a better job of taking care of the football. But I just love the way he is aggressive with the way he runs our offense, and I love his confidence and his just everything about him out there on the field.
And he's from Whittier, California, so gives you a connection coast to coast. He spent time with the Miami Hurricanes and then last season with the Missouri Tigers. What was the message to him in the transfer portal, and why do you believe that it ended up working out, that he saw something in East Carolina? Obviously, I'll get his thoughts as well, but I'd love to see it from your angle.
Well, he just wanted an opportunity. He wanted a legitimate opportunity to compete. And, he didn't know me. And so, he had to trust me when I told him that, you come here, I'm not promising you the job, because Caton Hauser is a very talented player also, the transfer from Michigan State. And I said, but I promise you'll get a fair shake. And I said that the quarterback position is the piece we're missing right now. That is the difference between us having a chance to be, pretty special. And to his credit, he came in here, he put his head down, he worked. Nothing was given to him. If you ask our fans, they probably would have told you that Caton was going to be the quarterback to start the season. But, Jay just went out there and consistently performed and earned the right to be the starter to begin the season.
Yeah, and earning that right moving forward here. We've seen his leadership. We've seen leadership from other guys on your team. You start out with a 2-0 beginning to the season over Norfolk State, and then on the road at Old Dominion, and then that close game, that 2-point game against Appalachian State, the first loss here. Before you get into the play of the American Athletic Conference, you'll be on the road at Liberty. They were an independent school. They had a ton of success under Hugh Freeze before he moved on. They've continued to have success, and they are now inside of a conference. So what do you see from a team in Liberty, a team from Virginia that's not too far away from East Carolina? What do they bring to the table as a good opportunity for your team to show who they are as you finish up non-conference play?
Well, obviously they went undefeated in the regular season last year and played in the New Year's Six bowl game. They got a lot of guys back. They've not lost a game at home in 2 years.
Yeah.
Caden Salter is the he was the player of the year in Conference USA last year. He is special. I mean, he's the guy that makes it go. Quentin Cooley, their star running back, was first team all conference last year. Very talented player. They're very good offensive line, and they run a triple option based offense, and that's zone concepts, but still there's a triple option aspect to it. And Salter does a great job of running that offense. He doesn't put the ball in jeopardy. Very accurate passer off of the play action, which is challenging to your secondary. And they have just had a lot of success. You can tell they play with confidence. So it's a huge challenge for us to go in there and try to get a win.
And Coach, if in your time there, you and I have spoken throughout your history dating back to 2019 at East Carolina. What is it about this? I mean, last season, the team won 2 games all season. You've won 2 of your first 3. Are we poised to finally see some of those seeds that have been planted over the years start to sprout, those plants that we've been looking for? Are we in a place right now where East Carolina is ripe to start showing all of those things that maybe weren't as visible out there, that take a lot of, whether it be in practice, whether it be in the film room, in the weight room? Are we starting to see the fruits of the labor, so to speak?
Well, we have a veteran team, and we were coming off back-to-back bowl seasons before last year, and really last year was a little bit of an anomaly. We graduated a lot of guys from our offense, and weren't able to hold on to a couple of guys, and ended up just not being good enough on that side of the ball. But we got a lot of guys coming back off of last year's team. We added a lot offensively to this year's roster, and I think we have tremendous potential and upside. I mean, I think the potential is through the roof. And as we continue to gel with this new offense that we installed, I think you're going to see us continue to play better and better throughout the year. We have a very strong defensive football team. We have talented skill positions on offense. And, obviously our quarterback is adjusting to this new scheme that he is playing in. And I think our best ball is in front of us.
Final note, Mike, just what's been your favorite moment? We're 3 games in, but what's been your favorite moment with this team? I know how much you care. I know how much work you have put in, and there's so much to be said about the man behind the music, so to speak. What's been your most favorite part of this season early on in 2024-25?
Well, I think just seeing us have some success, even in this past game, but to see the players, gaining confidence in, what they're doing together. And I like our roster a lot. And I mean, I enjoy my daily interactions with the players. I think they care about each other. I think they're committed to, the team, and trying to do things for East Carolina. And I really enjoy just watching them go out and have success, gain that confidence, because I do think, like I said a while ago, you're going to look up at some point this year and we're going to be a pretty dangerous bunch.
I love that. Well, I appreciate it, Coach. Looking forward to the game on the road at Liberty. And as always, I can't thank you enough for your time.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Appreciate you having me on. Take care.